friends, welcome. It is so good to be back with you. It has been 2 weeks since the last time I did a video with you, and I have a really fun project to share with you today, making a card with a Happy Hibiscus bundle. It was inspired by one of my husband's t-shirts, so I'm really excited to share that with you. I guess not this past week, but the last week, my husband and I were at Disney World in Orlando on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. I am very blessed to be less than 1% of demonstrators who earn that trip. And honestly, it is because of you. You are the reason I earn it. Yeah, I put in the work. I provide designs for you, but if you don't buy kits and order from me, I don't get sales and I don't earn that incentive trip. So I'm very, very grateful for your support of me. And my husband and I really enjoyed spending some time together, spending that week together. We've never gone to Disney World without family. This was our first time. It was just the two of us. So we really enjoyed that. All right, let's see. I did get some gifts and some really cool swaps at the incentive trip that I wanted to share with you. I thought about doing it today, but then I thought, that may just take too much time. It's probably take about 20 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to set aside a day next week, just pop on live here on my YouTube channel. If you're not available to watch me, no big deal. You can come back and watch the replay, but I'll share with you some of the stuff that we've got. There's packages of some designer series paper I haven't even opened yet. So it will be a fun surprise for both of us. This last time I participated in a 3D swap. I usually participate in card swaps, and I thought, but I love 3D. I love things like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to mix it up this time. And I'm really glad I did, because I got some really cool ideas that I can't wait to share with you. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera down, share with you. I have a calendar of events. I actually got a little organized today and to share with you what I have coming up in June. So if you were already part of my Sweet Creations Club, you're already set to get, with your monthly payment, you're set to get the pre-cut project kit for the June Sweet Creations Club, which is featuring the Happy Hibiscus bundle. Now, if you need that bundle or if you need any of the suggested supplies, I did email that to you, I believe yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, maybe last night, so that you can add on any supplies that you need, or you can check and see what you need. And if you need to order on your demonstrator account or order through me, you'll have that list to do that. If you would like to do this Sweet Creations Club and maybe you just want to try it for 1 month, I am jumping ahead. I'm not going to show you that turtle one just yet. That'll be here in a minute. You're welcome. You can purchase it for a 1-month non-subscription kit for $48. Now, if you're part of my monthly club, it's $43, and every 6 consecutive months, you get a free gift from me as a little thank you for being part of club for 6 months. So these are the projects for the June Sweet Creations Club. Just really beautiful. You can see that really beautiful embossed background there. Again, these are embossed images that are part of that bundle. This one may not show up, but those hibiscus flowers are embossed as well. And then also too, a really cute little treat box. So that is the Sweet Creations Club. Those are the projects. It is a pre-cut project kit to you. I think it has $23 in consumable product. That's like a half a pack of designer series paper and embellishment. And then I've got a little surprise for you in there as well. Last day to sign up is June 5th of this year, 2025. And then I will ship those kits to you by June 15th. Now, if you're here locally in San Antonio, you are welcome to join us. And I'm going to have to check because I can't remember what the date was. Let's see, in June, it is the 3rd Saturday of the month. That would be June 21st. So if you're here locally in San Antonio, you want to join us, you're certainly welcome to do that. We get together between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Time, and we would love for you to join us. All right, so let's see, in color craft along. Now, this is something that I have teamed up with Rhonda Wade, Melissa Faust, Julie Salva, Ange McKay, and Deb Smeek. We have each designed 2 projects featuring it features the Cheers and Sips bundle. And let me show that to you. It features the Cheers and Sips bundle. So if you want to make a list of things like, okay, what's Debra getting ready to do? What bundle should I be looking to purchase? You can make a list, okay? So the first one is Cheers and Sips. And then the other one is the Impressions of Bloom bundle. I love this bundle because of these 2 large ovals. Those are such great backgrounds for a lot of fun projects. So Cheers and Sips, Impressions of Bloom are part of the In Color online craft along, which it's free to watch. I'll be here on YouTube from June 1st through June 6th. There'll be 2 projects each day. I did not offer a pre-cut project kit this time for this event because I just had too much going on in May. I wasn't able to take I can't speak today, registrations and then get those kits out in time. But I am going to be offering the PDF tutorial in my PDF store here shortly. We're just kind of reviewing the tutorial, making sure that everything's good to go, and then I will add it to my PDF store, and that will be available for $25. So come join me June 1st. And if you want to get that tutorial, you can craft along. There are 12 project ideas for you. I can't remember. I think they're roughly about maybe it's 7 with the Cheers and Sips and maybe 5 with the Impressions of Bloom. I can't remember. It's roughly about equal on the projects. Really fun ideas. All right, so I just sent this out this morning. So if you're on my email list, you may have gotten an email for my Turtly Awesome Craft Along. Time got away from me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to let you know about this so that we can, take registrations and I can order the project or the supplies and get them out to you in time. So I am doing a craft along with the Turtly Awesome bundle. Now this is such a cute bundle, and I will tell you what I love about it is just all these cute little add-ons that you can put on to the turtles. And I especially love the designer series paper. So I'm going to share a little bit with you. I don't have the full pack here to show you, but I will show you little tidbits of what's in that pack of paper. It is so cute. So if you would like to craft along with me, the date that I'm doing that is Tuesday, June 24th at 2 o'clock Central Time. It is free to watch here on YouTube with me. But if you would like the pre-cut project kit, the cost of that is $45 and you would need to register by June 3rd. So if you did not get that email, go do a search, maybe check your spam folder if you're on my email list. That did go out about 10 o'clock Central Time this morning. Otherwise, you can send me a message. Go to my blog at Simply Sweet Ink Designs, click on the Connect tab, and you can send me a message and I'll send you that registration link, all right? So I'm going to share with you the projects that we're going to be making as part of that craft along. Super, super cute. Let me get this out of the way. One of them is going to be a cute little birthday card. And it uses what's it called? It is the Turtle Textures Embossing folder. Makes those really cute little shell accents in the background. Now you can add the bundle or if you would like, the embossing folder onto your registration, if you would like to do that as part of your craft along kit. Or if you already have that, there you go. And then another card, this is like a little fun fold card. This does flip down. I just have it tied off right now with some ribbon. Cute little treat bag. And then we're going to make this cute little sign, little home decor piece. And what's really cool is you can use the designer series paper and cut out whatever scene that you want. I chose the picnic one for this, but there's a beach scene, there's a cookout scene. You can do for whatever you want. This would actually be cute. Mix this up maybe. Oh, you know what? I think Father's Day is going to be out. It'll be before we do. Crud. It'll be before then, but you can make it for something fun like Dad's birthday or something like that if it's later in the year. So those are the 4 projects, and you will get, I think it's roughly $23 in products consumable supplies that you will get to make the projects. So if you want, you can go check that out and with the registration link. Okay, quick reminder, starter kit promotion. Stampin' Up's offering a really sweet deal right now. You can select $165 in products of your choice for $99 plus tax. That does end in about a week, a little over a week on May 31st. So go check that out. If you would like to join my Simply Sweet Stampers team, the link to do that is here in the video description. And if you have any questions or if you need help selecting items for your kit, I would be happy to help you with that. All right, let me flip this down. I think we're ready to get into the project today. Now, I did have inspiration for today's project. So as I told you, my husband, he has a t-shirt. I'm going to show you the t-shirt here. And I was looking at it. He was wearing it one day, and I was like, I love navy blue. That's one of my favorite colors. I tend to gravitate towards blues, especially navy blues and like the boho blues. And so I'm looking at this and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm playing with the Happy Hibiscus bundle. This has a hibiscus on it. This is actually a really simple layout for a card. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a card, use this as my inspiration for today's project. Now, mine's not exactly the same, but I took creative liberty with his t-shirt. So I wanted to show you the inspiration and encourage you, check around, see what's in your own like house and what you have around you that you can use as inspiration. So this is a card that we're going to be making today using the Happy Hibiscus bundle. And I did some distressing here on the designer series paper, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that, as well as how to use that Happy Hibiscus hybrid embossing folder so that you cut, and then you can also emboss with that folder. Really, really fun project today. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to show you the quick measurements right here in the corner. And if you are on my email list tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Time, I will be sending this email to you, this project sheet. It is a link. It's not an attachment. So sometimes people are looking for an attachment. It is an actual link you'll need to click on within the email. And it will have a list of all the supplies that I used today, as well as the step-by-step instructions, and then a little picture of how to the elements that we use today that we're putting it together. So that goes out at 3 o'clock Central Time. If you're not on my email list, it's easy to join. It's free to join. You can go to my blog at Simply Sweet Ink Designs and click on the Connect tab. Also, too, I think there's a link in the video description. Okay, so let's get into today's project. Let me share with you what I'm using. I'm actually using some of the new in colors. One of them is the Cloud Cover. You know what, let me grab, what does it look like? It probably looks like Balmy Blue, right? So let me pull Balmy Blue to give you a comparison. All right, so this is Balmy Blue. As you see, Balmy Blue is definitely a much more vibrant blue. This is more of a gray, kind of a smoky gray blue. It's really, really pretty. I think it goes gorgeous with the new Serene Sea color. The new in color. All right, so this card base measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I've scored down the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece. This is from the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. And I'm just using the Serene Sea pattern from there. Pick any Serene Sea color that you want, or any color that you want. It really doesn't matter. And what we're going to do is we're going to emboss this and we're going to distress it. So let's start off with embossing it. Let me make a little bit of room because I am running out of space here. I have too many things I have added over here. All right, so let me get my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now for this, I do not need all these plates. What I need is I need plate 1 and I need plate 2. And then I need the 3D embossing plate, which is plate 4. So what we're gonna do, actually, you know what? I take that back. We don't need 2. Skip that. We need 1. And the way that you can know this is if you look here, actually, let me put it so you can actually read it. All right, so if you notice, if we're using a 3D embossing folder, so it's telling us to use plate 1 and plate 4. So this is plate 1, which is my base plate. Here's plate 4. I'm going to take my embossing folder and I'm just going to stick it right in here. Yes, that is the side. You want to have the Stampin' Up side face up so that those floral images pop up the way we want them to. All right, so we're gonna sandwich it with plate 4, run it through. And then we get this beautifully embossed image, okay? Now, what I wanna do is I wanna bring out some of the texture in there. So I am going, let me kind of put my embossing machine up. We are going to bring this back out here in a minute when we do our stamping and die cutting. All right, so what I'm going to do is I don't have a sanding block. If you have a sanding block, that'd be great. I'm just going to take an old nail file, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently scuff up the raised parts of my embossed designer series paper layer. You can make it as rough or as light as you wish. Now I have actually ordered a sanding block, but it's not in yet, so we're just going to use this for now. It works pretty well. All right, so I'm just going to kind of dust off, take out like a paper towel, just kind of dust off some of that excess, clean my area. And there we go. Look at all that. Really beautiful. I love it. All right, so then we're going to glue this on right here. Now, the reason I chose to use designer series paper rather than cardstock, unless you're using the new two-tone cardstock, the regular Stampin' Up! Cardstock doesn't, it's like dyed throughout. And so we really wouldn't be able to bring out those really beautiful images with a little bit of the white showing through. So you either want to use designer series paper or the two-tone cardstock to really pull out those really pretty embossed images. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to glue this onto the front of our card base. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of the designer series paper from the celebratory sips. Now this is kind of the little color blocks as part of that package. And this piece measures 1.5 by 4. I'm just going to glue it kind of towards the bottom here, the lower half. Okay, now my husband's shirt, you probably noticed that it had kind of had like a golf postcard scene. Well, I don't have that. So, that would be a little complex to create. So I thought, this would be a good opportunity just to use the perennial postage dies. This measures roughly 2 by 2 3/4 inches. So if you don't have the dies, just cut a rectangle 2 by 2 3/4 inches in white cardstock. And I'm going to use this as my sentiment. Thought that would make a great sentiment label. So I'm going to take the Secret C, one of the new in colors, and I'm just going to stamp my sentiment. This is from the Happy Hibiscus stamp set, and it says, "Thanks for being so kind." And I'm just going to stamp it up here in the upper right corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it up with dimensionals. I'm going to move my ink pad so I don't get my elbow in there. All right, so I'm just going to kind of pop this up over here, about midway, kind of upper right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some elements. Now, I did die cut from the Happy Hibiscus die set. I did die cut 2 of the leaves in old olive cardstock. Then for my long leaf here, I didn't have a long leaf. So what I did is I borrowed one of the dies from the Impressions of Bloom die set, and this is in soft sea foam. So that's going to give me that long linear leaf right there. So I'm going to glue that on in just a moment. But let me go on ahead beforehand. I'm just going to kind of set this aside. Let's work on this large flower. So to make the large flower, I'm going to take this big stamp. It has 3 of the flowers in there, which is really awesome because I can stamp all 3. I can die cut all 3 at the same time. So while I have my Serene Sea ink pad out, I am going to ink up this large stamp. That may be a little too much there. Hopefully it does not transfer. All right, cool. It did not. I thought that big old blob, I may have a big old blob on my cardstock. So what I did is I took the Secret Sea ink and I stamped it on the cloud cover cardstock. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring back in the die cutting machine. This time I do need my base plate. I need the shim. The base plate is number 1. The shim is number 2. Then I need a clear plate, which is number 3. Then I need, from the Happy Hibiscus, I need this large die right here to cut out all 3 at the same time. And so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna line this up. Probably need a little bit of washi tape to help hold that. If you have a magnetic plate, that works great, helps hold that die in place. But if not, you can grab some washi tape. You do want to use low tack washi tape so that it doesn't rip your cardstock. All right, so let's go ahead, let's line this up. Then I'm gonna sandwich it in with my other plate 3, and we're gonna run it through. Now, you can, if you like, you can pop all those out. Now, to emboss. Since I am doing the stamped images, it's really hard for me to be able to line up, cut and emboss at the same time and get those all perfectly lined up. So what I like to do is like to stamp and die cut first. Then I'm going to bring back my plate number 1. Bring back in my 3D embossing plate number 4. I am going to take, and on the side that's the Stampin' Up logo side, I'm going to have that flat down on my plate on my plate 1, my base plate. And then if you take your die, you can kind of feel right there where it kind of locks, where those 3 flowers are. And then I like to just place my dies, my die cut pieces inside. You can do all 3, or you can just do the one you need. And then I'm going to gently bring this down, make sure it's still all lined up. And then this is how I'm going to emboss. Give a little more life to those flowers. And there we go. Can y'all see that? See how it adds a little lift to our flower? Let's see, give the camera a second to kind of catch up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals, but I think what I want to do first is I'm going to go ahead and put my long one down first because I do know where I want that. And again, this came from the Impressions of Bloom, but you can dig in your stash, see if you've got a long linear leaf set or a leaf die that you can cut out. And this was in soft seafoam. So I'm just going to do that. Right there. And then I'm going to pop up my large hibiscus. And you can just save the other flowers for something else. Oops, that is not where I want that. I need that right there. So that part of my flower is up, and then I've kind of made a little U right here with my dimensionals so that it would sit over right there. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck in these 2 leaves underneath. And then I'm going to embellish just a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to use these new pressed flower motifs. They're kind of a heavy embellishment, but they're super cool and just give that really antique-y vibe that I feel that this card has. And so I'm just going to take a couple of these, add a little bit here onto my card to finish it up. So what do you think, guys? Do y'all like this card? Have you done any like distressing with like a sander, or used like the 2-tone cardstock or sanded designer series paper? So Gives a really fun little texture to that. Okay, so for next week, I'm really excited about next week's. When you're part of my Sweet Creations Club, I really try to provide you not only ideas as part of the club so that you can just enjoy already preset designs to use with your bundle, but when I do my lives, I like to be able to give you alternate ideas so that you get more value for your purchase. And so this is one of the ideas. So when you get your kit, it's not going to have the pre-cut cardstock for it, but you can use some of your designer series paper, maybe use your cardstock from your stash, and you can use this idea to be able to make an additional project with your supplies. This is the card we're going to make next week, and I'm really excited about this because this is the first time I've ever done one of these t-shirt cards, but it's really quite simple. So I'm really excited to share it with you next week. Again, using the Happy Hibiscus bundle and the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. So that way you can use more of that Designer Series paper that's coming in your Sweet Creations kit. All right, guys, so I'm looking forward to joining you next week to share this card with you. And let me see. Be sure, if you haven't already gotten the email for the Turtly Awesome craft along, that you go check that out. If you need the registration link, let me know. I'm just going to check comments really quick. Hello, Kelly, John, Katie, Paula, Sarah, Wendy, Karen. Hello, Joanne. Hi, guys. Carol. All right. Okay, guys, so I am going to take off for today, and I will see you at 3 o'clock Central Time next Friday. Y'all have a wonderfully blessed weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.